this afternoon. We take it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and get started. If you're not in the room, make your way to the room. You know, it always blows my mind that we can have so many people come out on a Monday night to learn about crypto for the next 6 hours. So thank you so much for being here. No, I'm just kidding. I understand time is valuable. My commitment to you is I will not waste your time. However, the information that I'm going to share with you tonight, I truly believe could be life-changing if you take action. The reason I can so confidently say that it could be life-changing for you is because it's been life-changing for me and my family. And as I look through the room, I see a lot of other people that it's been life-changing for as well. So you need to ask yourself one question. Do you think cryptocurrency is the way of the future? Yes. Awesome. Because if you do, you're absolutely in the right place at the right time, and whoever invited you here tonight is going to be your new best friend. If you do not, I want to play something for you real quick.
A giant step to cement American dominance of global technology. Landmark Genius Act. I pledged that we would bring back American liberty and leadership and make the United States the crypto capital of the world, and that's what we've done. The Genius Act creates a clear and simple regulatory framework to establish and unleash the immense promise of dollar-backed stable coins.
This Genius Act will unlock American dominance in the crypto industry by creating clear rules of the road. It will update archaic payment rails with a revolutionary new payment system, and it will extend U.S. dollar dominance, like you said, globally. This is a huge promise made and promise kept by President Trump. We have a deal maker in chief, and it's because of your vision, your leadership, your determination, your skill that we're all here today. So thank you very much, President Trump.
With today's signing, the future of crypto and the crypto industry, the U.S. dollar working together is going to be stronger and bigger and better than ever before. Thank you, everybody, very much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you realize that is not a political statement. Whether you like Trump or you love Trump, cryptocurrency is not just a part of the future. It's now. It's here. It's happening right now, with or without you. Do you want to get on the train or be left behind? Now, first and foremost, this is not financial advice. I'm going to share some numbers with you. I'm going to share my personal story. I encourage everyone to do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is by no means any form of financial advice. But a little bit about me. I am no crypto guru, guys. I was a cop for 13 years. My last couple years, I worked undercover narcotics and robberies. In December 2017, I got out of law enforcement and I opened up a private security firm with my family. It's called Intact Security. We still own and operate that today, now in Ocala. And that's my bread and butter. That's how I make my living. But I love cryptocurrency. I love cryptocurrency. I think the blockchain technology is a much needed technology in today's world where there's so many secrets and hidden agendas. The blockchain is transparent and it's a beautiful thing. So I love cryptocurrency, and because so many people that I know and I love and I trust know that I love crypto, I'm constantly getting the phone calls. Mitchell, what do you think about this crypto project? What do you think about that crypto project? Do you think this is a good coin to put my money into? And that phone call came to me February of this year from my uncle. He said, Mitchell, what do you think about Texit coin? Or he didn't say coin, he said, what do you think about Texit? And I said, what the heck is a Texit? No clue what you're talking about. And he said, it's a cryptocurrency. And I said, well, I'm gonna have to do some research and get back to you because I've never heard of that one. And he said, you know, while I have you on the phone, let me tell you a little bit about it. He said, you remember back when Biden was president and Texas was talking about seceding? Everybody remember that? Yeah. Well, during that time, there was a guy named Bobby Gray. And Bobby Gray created a cryptocurrency called Texit. And the idea behind Texit is if and when Texas ever secedes, it's going to become Texas's currency. You know what I told my uncle? I said, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. No, thank you. See, hours before my uncle called me, the coin had just hit an all-time high of 16 cents. And typically, crypto is tied to a utility or purpose. You might have heard this terminology. What is the utility? Typically, crypto is tied to utility, and if that utility never comes to fruition, the coin never goes up in value. I thought to myself, I feel like the odds of Texit seceding, at least in my lifetime, are pretty slim. And if Texit never secedes, then the coin's never going to go up in value because that's the utility of the coin, right? Pretty logical. So I told my uncle, no thank you. I think it's not a good investment. You do your thing, I'm going to pass. Well, 5 days go by, and I log into a crypto exchange, and I'm buying some crypto and moving some crypto around and some other crypto projects, and I think about this coin. Maybe this makes me a bad person, but I thought to myself, I'm going to pull this coin up, I'm going to take a picture showing that it crashed, I'm going to send it to my uncle and say, I told you so. But the exact opposite happened. I pulled it up, and it went from 16 cents to 21 cents. Now, you might be sitting here thinking 16 to 21 cents is not really much to write home about, Mitchell. But I promise you, if you have tens of thousands of coins and those coins go from being worth 16 cents to 21 cents, it's a payday. And it was enough fluctuation in the right direction to catch my attention. And I thought to myself, I need to humble myself and not act like I know everything. So go to coinmarketcap.com. If you're not familiar with that, you can jot it down. It's third party. It's not tied to Texit coin whatsoever. You can look up Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, any crypto you want. So I go to coinmarketcap.com, and the first thing I noticed when I started digging wasn't necessarily the price, it wasn't the chart, it wasn't the coin market cap. It was this chart in the top right-hand corner called bullish and bearish. Anyone familiar with what bullish and bearish means? Bullish meaning people want more of it, bearish meaning people want to get rid of it. So when I pull this up, I see that Texit coin, this coin I've never heard of, that's at 21 cents, is running at about 99% bullish. That means that out of everyone in the world that knows about Texit coin, 99% of them want more of it. That's what we call a signal in the crypto space of a coin that's going to go up in value. Just one of many signals. Now, to give you an idea of how big of a deal that is, who here has heard of Bitcoin? Okay. I'm not a huge Bitcoin fan, but obviously it was a good investment, right? Bitcoin is somewhere around, I haven't checked in a little while, but $115,000 a coin, right? $112,000 a coin. Now, I want full participation. Who here would love to have more Bitcoin? So we're at about $112,000 a coin. I wouldn't mind having a couple of them, right? So according to the poll we just did in here, I can be confident in saying that we have about 100% bullish rating. Everyone in here would love to have more Bitcoin. But if you were to pull up Bitcoin on coinmarketcap.com, what you'll notice is that the bullish rating is somewhere around 84.4%. So when I saw Texit coin at 99% bullish rating and only 21 cents, you can see how it caught my attention. The second thing I wanted to check was the chart. Everybody in here would love to invest into a crypto at 3 cents, go to sleep and wake up and it be at $30 a coin, right? Make a lot of money while we sleep. But the problem with that is, as fast as it went up, it will come back down, right? It's not sustainable, and that's what we call a rug pull. So I checked the chart, and what I see with Texit coin is, yes, it's growing very well, but it's natural, healthy, steady growth. Nothing erratic, nothing crazy. The third thing I wanted to check into, and guys, this is very important information, just crypto in general, not just Texit. But the third thing I wanted to check into was liquidity. Liquidity gives you the ability to sell your crypto. So if I had 5 coins and they're each worth $1 billion each, but there's no liquidity and I can't sell them, are they really worth anything? It'd just be very frustrating to look at, right? So I had to make sure that Texit coin had the liquidity. So I start digging into this company and find out that this company, or not company, but this crypto that I've never heard of, based out of McKinney, Texas, had millions of dollars in liquidity. To be exact, we have 1 million in Ethereum, 1 million in USDC, 1 million in Bitcoin, and close to 1 million in gold behind this coin for the liquidity. And I think to myself, I never saw that coming. The coin looks really, really, really good, but what about this Bobby Gray guy? What is his deal? Is he some kind of scam artist? Is he a con? What is his story? I told you I was a cop for 13 years, and maybe it's not the best attribute of me myself, but I tend to be a little skeptical, right, on people. And I tell people, me and my wife make a great team because she'll go down a dark alley and hand a man in a ski mask a cheeseburger if he looks hungry. And I don't trust anyone. So we kind of balance each other out, right? So I start digging into Bobby Gray, and looking back, maybe it's a little stalkerish, but by the time I got done, it had his house pulled up on Google Earth. I knew his wife's name. I knew his kid's name. I knew everything you can about Bobby Gray. And as I'm digging, I come across a YouTube video of this guy named Robert Gray testifying in front of Congress, in front of one of my heroes, Ron Paul, and it solidified it for me. Come to find out, Robert Gray is Bobby Gray. And I called my uncle up and I said, you know, I might have made a mistake. I said, this looks really, really good. It looks really, really solid. So I get involved and I buy a miner. Now, Texit coin can only be mined in Texas. I'm in Florida. I'm assuming most of you live here as well. How do we get involved? How can we mine Texit coin if it can only be mined in Texas? Well, what you're purchasing is you're purchasing hash power. You're purchasing a percentage of what the mining facility in McKinney, Texas is producing when you purchase your hash power. Then when that mining facility in McKinney, Texas produces its Texit coin 7 days a week between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern, it digitally sends that crypto to your crypto wallet. What was that?
You said what time did you say?
Between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. So I get involved, and for 27 days, I tell no one. I don't tell, my wife doesn't know that I'm mining Texit coin. No one knows that I'm mining Texit coin. And for 27 days, I'm getting my crypto 7 days a week between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern. It's currently valued around 21 cents when I got in. And as soon as the crypto hits my account, I'm cashing it out. I'm turning it to cash. I'm sending it to my bank. I'm exchanging it for other cryptos that I believed in higher at the time. I'm moving it all around. I'm trying to break this system. What's wrong with all this? And for 27 days, it works flawlessly. And on the 27th day, we had gone from 21 cents to 37 cents a coin. And it was a Tuesday. And I don't remember that because I have some crazy memory, but I found out that Bobby Gray does these update Zooms on Tuesdays for anyone that's currently mining, and he gives us updates on how the community is growing and different things Texit coin is doing. Now, Bobby Gray made a commitment when he started Texit coin. He said, I will never get off of a Zoom until every single question is answered. Got a lot of respect for that, because I'm certainly not going to sit up here for 2 hours and answer every single question, right? So I got a lot of respect for that. And Bobby spoke for like an hour and 45 minutes, and I only heard one sentence. I heard Bobby say, guys, we're on track to blow past our goal of $16 per coin come February of next year. Now, I'm sitting somewhere around March, and I'm currently mining 15 to 20 coins a night, so I just start doing some math. 15 to 20 coins a night, 340-ish days till February, times $16, and wow, that's a significant amount of money. And I thought to myself, if I don't tell my mom and my brothers, they're gonna kill me, right? But if I tell them and they say they're not interested, then they can't be mad at me when I'm cashing out in February. So I did it more out of self-preservation than anything. I shared it with my mom, my brothers, my neighbor, my barber, and a good friend of mine. And something incredible happened. I go to bed one night, and it gets very addicting checking your phone to seeing how much crypto you're earning each night, right? The people laughing understand where I'm coming from. So you'll be in bed, you're about to fall asleep, and be like, I didn't check my wallet. And you're opening up your phone to see how much crypto you earn. So I'm laying in bed one night, and I pull my phone out, and instead of 15 to 20 coins in one night, I earned 67 coins in one night. And I thought, that had been a mistake. So I get out of bed, I call my uncle, and I say, hey, did your miner just put out more crypto than normal? He said, no, why? And I told him what happened. He said, well, yeah, for every 3 people you share it with, they give you 2 free miners. I had no clue. At this point, you know everything about Texit coin that I knew. That was it. So I'm on cloud 9 because I start doing some math. 67 coins a night, 330 days till February, times $16, and I'm not tired anymore, right? Because that number just got a lot bigger. So I start thinking, who else could I share this with? I want to mine crypto, and I want to mine more of it. Well, I would have been completely content with that. I'd been very, very happy. But 2 days later, I get a call from a lady named Kogi Horton. She says, Mr. Tucker, I see you earned commissions, but you never put in your profile how you would like to be paid. How would you like to be paid? And now, I was very confused because I thought she was talking about my Texit coin. I said, Kogi, I've already been in for over 30 days now. I'm already getting my crypto. I get it every night. And she said, no. I'm not talking about your crypto. We're also going to compensate you for sharing it with other people. I said, you got to be kidding me. So I gave her all my information, and a couple days later, a few $1,000s hit my account. Texit coin's the future. If you didn't catch that. So a few $1,000s hit my account, and ladies and gentlemen, since that very first week of opening my mouth, my miners are now producing about $6,000 a month completely passively, completely residually while I sleep. And I am earning about $7,000 to $8,000 a week every single week from sharing the opportunity and blessing other people with this opportunity. Now, I left you at 37 cents back in March. Who here had a very exciting last couple weeks, or if you're already in Texit coin? Oh, yeah. What is the current price of Texit coin? Anybody know? Wow. We're in agreement in here tonight. So I'll pull up coin market cap right now. 551, you have a fluctuating around $5, 550. So from February of this year at 16 cents, I got involved at 21 cents. We're now sitting around $5.50. Now, when I started making money with Texit coin, I told my wife, I said, I've got to meet Bobby Gray. I got to sit down. I got to look him in his eye. I got to shake his hand. I got to feel confident and comfortable. If I'm going to be standing up in front of all these people, if I'm going to get my truck wrapped, I don't want to have to sell my house and move if this ends up being something crazy scam. So I got to meet Bobby, right? I got to sit down with him. I got to look him in his eye. I got to feel confident and comfortable with what I'm doing. So we look online. There's no good flights. So me and my wife and our 2 kids, we get in a car and we drive 16 hours to Texas. And Mandy said, and we're still married. So we hit almost every exit on the way to Texas. And on the way there, I told my wife, I said, I hope I can just get one dinner with Bobby. I want to sit down with him for just 1 hour and pick his brain. And when I got there, I didn't get one dinner. I spent 3 10-hour days with the guy. He was an incredible host. He took my kids to a theme park one day. We took them to an arcade the next. He gave me the keys to his McLaren to drive around Texas while we were there. And I got to know the man behind the project. I got to know his heart. And I walked away from that project from that trip feeling 100% confident and super excited about Texit coin. But as I'm sitting with Bobby one day at this theme park, me and Bobby are sitting in these massage chairs while the kids are playing. I said, Bobby, where do you see this coin in a year and a half, 2 years, 3 years? His words to me was, Mitchell, I wish everyone would stop talking about $16. He said, when we launched the coin at 2 cents, I never set a goal for 25 cents, 1, 5, 10, $12. He said the first and only goal we set was $16, and we're set to blow past that. He said, in a year and a half to 2 years, I see the coin somewhere between $500 and $1,000 a coin. Between 2 and 3 years, I see the coin somewhere between $100 and $2,000 a coin. So as more and more people come on and start to mine Texit coin, the production of those miners drop, right? When the mining facility is completely sold out, the miners will produce 0.095 coins a day. So if you have one miner and it's producing 1/10 of a coin, you're getting 1/10 of a coin a day for the next 136 years is how long they're set to produce. But if they're producing 1/10 of a coin and you have 10 miners, how many are you producing a day? 1 coin a day. So let's say Bobby's half right and we're somewhere between the $1,000 range and you have 10 miners. What kind of income is that a day? $1,000 a day, right? So incredible, incredible opportunity. Like I said, not financial advice. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you what's going to happen in the future. The only way we can get a glimpse into the future is by judging the past. And we've seen what Texit coin has done so far. I have no reason to doubt that Bobby will take it over the finish line moving forward. Does anyone have any questions before we move on to anything else? There's always questions. Go ahead. Awesome. Yeah. So she was saying she just got back from Texas herself. They landed in the airport in Dallas, I believe it was. Texit spends over $1.1 million a month in ad spend. Who here has seen the billboards in Ocala? We have 8 billboards in Ocala now. We have 80 billboards across the state of Florida. We have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of billboards across the United States. We sponsored hot air balloon festivals, concerts, F1 race cars. We sponsored a ton of stuff. Texit has put out a lot of money every single month. You know what outperforms the ad spend? $1.1 million in ad spend every single month? People like me who can't shut up. Right? Word of mouth. And that's why Texit put together an affiliate program. Who here is familiar with affiliate marketing? Affiliate marketing. If you go to Amazon.com, Walmart.com, SamsClub.com, and you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll see a little link there that says Become an Affiliate. Almost every major retailer, online retailer, has an affiliate program. Why? Because word of mouth works, right? So Texit said, you know, why recreate the wheel? Why don't we just do what works for everyone else? So they created an affiliate marketing program. So with Texit, the beautiful thing is you don't have to share it with a single soul. You certainly don't have to get up in front of all these people at a Hilton and talk. You don't have to tell nobody. You can get the miner, you can earn crypto completely passive without sharing it with anyone else, ever. But if you do decide to share it with someone, Texit is going to reward you by giving you free miners for every 3 people you share it with, and they're going to compensate you as well. Anyone have any questions? Go ahead, man. So she was asking what causes the minting of a coin. So when we talk about miners, miners are basically supercomputers, right? And they solve mathematical problems, and every time a problem is solved, they trickle some coins into the market. The reason it's done like this is because everything we value in life is based on supply and demand, right? Gold is valuable because it's rare. If gold was on the edge of every single road like lime rock, gold wouldn't be nearly as valuable, right? A can of Coke can be purchased anywhere across the country in any gas station for about $1.50, right? But if we were to move every single can of Coke in the world off the market, and there was only one can of Coke, some very smart guy would put it on eBay, and some really dumb guy would come buy it for millions of dollars, right? But the can of Coke hasn't changed. It's all based on supply and demand. By having these miners in place and solving these mathematical problems, then trickling the coins into the market, it ensures that the demand always stays slightly higher than the supply, so the coin continues to go up in value. And this is not necessarily specific to Texit. This is how mining crypto works. Any other questions?
Can you explain decentralized versus centralized?
Yeah, so we'll keep that because we can go down a crazy rabbit hole. But essentially, decentralized is not attached to any banking systems. Right? Centralized is. Centralized is recorded. When you log into a centralized exchange, you have to put in your social, your name, your date of birth, your driver's license, upload a photo, do all kinds of crazy stuff, turn your head left and right, facial recognition. Decentralized is the true crypto way, right? There's completely anonymous. There's no name, date of birth, phone number, email, nothing like that. And that's how decentralized works. It's not recorded, it's not necessarily attached to you, and Texit is a decentralized network. Decentralized crypto. Moving into the utility of the coin, good question. Moving into the utility of the coin, because I started off by telling you guys that when I found out that the crypto's utility was to become Texas's currency when Texas secedes, and I didn't think that was logical at the time, right? I still unsure if that will even happen in my lifetime. So what is the utility of the coin? Why is the coin going up in value? Well, I don't know if there's any crypto enthusiasts in the room, but if you were to ask a crypto enthusiast or myself, I think they would align with my thoughts on this. Why was crypto invented? Does anyone have any idea why crypto was invented? Want to throw out an idea? Well, if you were to ask me, I would tell you that I believe crypto was invented for free money. Now, stay with me. I don't mean free money like give me money for doing nothing. I do not align with that at all. But I mean it was the first time since our great ancestors were trading chunks of gold and silver that we had a currency that was not tied to the big three: big government, big corporations, and big banks. And we had it with Bitcoin, but we kind of bowed down and we gave it all back. And what do I mean by that? If you look at the top owner of Bitcoin, does anyone know who the top owner of Bitcoin is? BlackRock. Number 2, United States government. US government and BlackRock are the top owners of Bitcoin. If you look at the top 50 cryptos that are trading on exchanges like Coinbase, what you're going to see is the fingerprints of all three. Who here has heard of XRP? Most people have heard of XRP. Do I think XRP is a bad crypto to purchase? Not necessarily. If you go to my YouTube and you scroll down like 2013 era, I was telling people to buy XRP at 9 cents. I don't think it's a bad one to buy, but I hate it. You know why? It was created by big corporations, it was backed by big banks, and it stayed pretty low until big government said, here, let me help you out, right? So it's got the fingerprint of all three. And if you look at all the cryptos, the top 50 cryptos that are trading, they all fall in very similar categories. So what Texit Coin did is it says, we're gonna finish the mission that Bitcoin set out to do. We are the coin for the people. Why? Because we've never partnered with a corporation. We've never taken a single dollar from a bank. We're completely financed by we the people. We have built the mine completely funded by we the people. And to ensure that what happened to Bitcoin never happens to us, we're gonna put a cap on how much you can buy. If you came to Bobby Gray right now and said, Bobby, I have $1 million, I wanna buy mines. I wanna buy hash power, you know what he's gonna say? Give me 9,000, you keep the rest. This ensures that Texit Coin stays for we the people and that there are no whales or big holders created within Texit Coin. And this is what's driving the price of the coin, in my opinion, because people are seeing the utility behind that, they're getting passionate about what that stands for, and they're getting involved. Anyone have any other questions? Go ahead.
What happens when the mines are all sold out?
Good question. So we go to phase 2. There is a limited amount of mines, right? There's a limited amount of hash power that can be sold. Once it's sold out, phase 2 is more about adoptability, using that utility and getting involved. There's different things that we're doing. There's a thing called downtown dollars that we're getting involved in, to where communities can use Texit Coin to keep the local economy flowing within their local economy, keep the money flowing within their local economy. There's a lot of different things that are going to be taking place in phase 2, but then the affiliate marketing side goes away, right? Unfortunately, we won't be meeting like this because there's no mines to sell. It's completely sold out, and it all comes down to how much do you have? How much of the pie did you get while it was still available, right? I saw another question over here. Go ahead.
I was just, when I first heard about this, I used to do accounting software and the math on it. Well, I saw that halfway to 16 bucks, and that was like something really interesting. I just looked at it, and it said in September we should be at 275, October 379.
We're a little ahead of schedule.
Yeah, I just don't know if anybody else noticed that, but because I couldn't find that. This is
Yeah.
copy, I can't guarantee.
So, yeah, thank you for pointing that out. When I first got involved in Texit Coin, back in February, I saw a piece of paper where Bobby Gray had wrote out dates and what he predicted the coin would be worth. And he wrote this back in December of last year. Every single month, we have beat Bobby Gray's prediction by 30 to 50 cents. Now we're beating it by close to over $1, right?